So here we are, the video that I've been dreading. I didn't really want to do this video, but as per usual, Bane's made me. So we've got this call it a grudge match, call it whatever you want, but we're both apparently trying to lose weight. I've been told it's happening, probably because Keith saw me, and thought, ugh. So that's what we're going to try and do. I've struggled with my weight for a long time. I've yo-yoed for years and years and years and years, and I'm good at yo-yoing. I like to eat a hell of a lot of food, and then I get incredibly embarrassed about myself and lose a lot of weight, and then of course, because I'm still not living a healthy lifestyle, I put it all back on again, and that's what's happened to me probably since about 2008, thereabouts. But I've had some really good points in the top. I think starting at the top right up there somewhere, that's a picture of me, I think in 2011. Directly above me up there, 2012, 2013 and 2014, and then down at the bottom right hand side, that's me now. It's not actually me, just in case you get concerned. But that's where we're at. You can tell, like, from my facial structure that I'm a hell of a lot fatter, basically, than I was in any of these pictures, aside from, well, that one. Yeah, it's been an interesting week so far. I started on Monday, trying to lose a little bit of weight. It's only Wednesday now. It's hasn't been any time at all, but I decided to drastically change my diet as the first thing that I do. My diet, in fact, Bane touched on this. He said, like, during the course of the weekend we had 2 Chinese takeaways, which is probably not very good. And we went to Greg's several times. Greg's is a kind of a pastry shop, if you like, that sells unhealthy things that nobody should eat. My diet's been stuck like that for a while, since I've lived alone, particularly so. I do a lot of things for convenience now that I perhaps didn't do before when I had a partner, and perhaps even to a point when I had a housemate. I found that cooking was a little bit more regular for me. You take a bit of pride in your cooking when there are other people there to cook for, so it's something I did, not all the time, don't get me wrong, but I did a fair amount. Whereas now, it's just me, and I think, oh, fuck it, I'll have a takeaway. Excuse my language there. And that is often what happens. Now, Bane and I think Bane touched on this as well. We both work in very static environments. When we're doing our YouTubey things, we're both sitting at a desk, as you can imagine, because you kind of got to, unless you have a standing desk, and God forbid why you'd do that. But we pretty much live the desk life at work as well. I work for a company that requires me to sit at a desk for 8 hours as part of my job, so I don't get a great deal of exercise when I'm doing that, and at lunchtime it's very rare that I've bothered pre-preparing anything, so I'll go out and grab something from one of the local patisseries or bakeries or whatever, and it's not often all that healthy. That's how I've got to the position that I'm in. Also, I don't do a great deal of exercise in my spare time because I choose to, rather ironically, sit at a computer. I think Ben and I have both agreed that that's got to change a little bit for us because we're both in our 30s, not young, not old, but we're getting to the point now where it's going to be more and more challenging as the years progress for us to actually lose weight in the first instance, and then maintain a healthy balance. So it's something that we've both got to do now, otherwise we won't do it at all. So over the last couple of days, as I say, I've changed my diet quite a lot. I've tried to stick with foods that are healthy for me. Bane was talking about a 1 carb a day idea, so that's something that I've tried to stick to for the last couple of days. In addition to that, I've been doing a bit more exercise. I know, God, this morning was hell. I jogged from the train station to work. Usually I walk at about -5 miles an hour, and it takes me ages to get there, but I got there in record time today, sweating my arse off. It wasn't very nice. I haven't really been to the gym at this point. It's something I do mean to do. Bane's chosen to do more swimming. I want to do more gym because I feel like it would be probably a little bit more beneficial for me to be in that competitive type of environment. if I'm only competing with myself, I suppose a problem that I've had throughout most of my life, in fact, but certainly my adult life, is I'm very unwilling to do things for myself. I mean, that's probably a little bit of a psychological deficit, but if I'm concentrating on myself and I tell myself this is good for me, it doesn't really have that much of an impact. But if I'm trying to impress somebody else or compete with somebody else or do something nice for somebody else, then I'm really willing to make a bit more of an effort for that. So a lot of my, call it self-gratification, a lot of my satisfaction comes from without rather than from within. So yeah, the gym's probably going to be better for me, but I think I'm probably not going to start the gym until next week, and the reason behind that is I need to adjust to this new diet. This new diet that I've been on for the past, 3 days now, it's, I'm exhausted all the time. I think I was reliant on sugar, and a lot of sugar. I had 2 sugars in every coffee. And I drank a fair amount of coffee on a daily basis. I was tanking up on carbs and sugar throughout the day when I ate, and to go from that to a single carb a day, no sugar in my coffee, it's a little bit of a body shock. So I've been the last couple of days I've been absolutely exhausted. I've had a busy couple of days as well, of course, with various things that have been going on, but yes. So that's where we're at right now. I did weigh myself after I got home from work today, and based on what I can see, I've lost about 5 pounds already, which is incredible. I don't expect weight loss like that to maintain. I think the first week and probably the second week are going to be pretty good. I'll probably lose about 15 pounds over the course of those 2 weeks, and then after that it's going to be an absolute slog where I'll be lucky to lose £2 a week. But I suppose if we maintain pressure and keep going, then it's going to be great. But I didn't want to say my starting weight, but I think it's better that I do. I'm not going to bother translating it into all sorts of different metric and imperial measures. You can work it out by going on Google if you're inclined to do so. I weighed on the day that Bane left, which was Sunday, I weighed myself, and I weighed at that point 17 stone 3, which is fucking massive for somebody in my height. In fact, I made a video ages and ages ago talking about weight loss, and at the time I was the fattest I'd ever been, and I weighed, I think I weighed at that point 16 stone 9. I lost a hell of a lot. I think I got down to 14.8, and then I've piled it all back on and more again. So yeah, right now I'm about 16.10, hovering around that point. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks you will see some semi-good or even particularly good results. I don't know. I don't want this to be seen as a grudge match in a traditional sense. And the reason that I say that is because I am sensitive about my weight. It's something that really bothers me. It kind of, so I don't want people going, oh yeah, I want him to lose loads of weight and him to fuck up and eat a cake. I don't want that kind of attitude for this. So be equally supportive of both of us, please. Don't treat this as some kind of grudge match between us. But it is healthy for us, for myself and Bane, to maintain a little bit of competition between us and just kind of see what we can do, because I think that kind of that'll rub off on both of us very well. But I don't think outside elements of kind of a lack of support for either of us from outside is going to be beneficial in this situation. But there we are. I've done the video. I'm glad I've done it, but at the same time, it's one of those things that it means admitting that there's an issue to yourself. I mean, I've known there's an issue for ages. I've talked about it before, but there we are. We're here. I'll update you in about a week. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen.